When the Bible is not interpreted correctly, it will lead to questions. This is why there are so many questions out there about the Bible. The narrowgate, the teachings of Jesus, the story about Job, and so many other things become unclear and mysterious. But when the Bible is interpreted correctly, it leads to revelation, understanding, and answers. And this will help you to find the narrowgate. What is the narrowgate? Traditionally, the narrowgate has been presented as a formula of contents, where A plus B plus C equals the narrowgate. Let's have a look at some examples. Example 1, genuine faith plus God's will over personal desires plus life of obedience, self-denial, and love over worldly popularity plus striving against sin equals the narrowgate. Or example number 2, genuine faith plus obeying every word of Jesus without compromising plus abstaining from personal desires, plus life of obedience and love equals the narrowgate. Or our third example, humbly desire a transformed heart, plus true love for everyone, everywhere, plus trust Jesus' directives for life equals the narrowgate. But here is a huge problem. These formulas of what the narrowgate is are meant to clarify, but they always become vague, unclear, and confusing, and they lead to questions. For example, what is true love? Is striving against sin the focus? What is self-denial? What is genuine faith? And how do we measure genuine faith to be sure? And why do all the formulas differ from one another? The answer is that the narrowgate cannot be explained as a formula that states do this plus don't do this equals the narrowgate, because it leads to gaps and questions. And then some people will always insist by saying, yes, I told you that the narrowgate is very hard to live and to understand. But I say that this is not the way. So, what is the narrowgate? The narrowgate is not a formula, and it cannot be explained as a list of the things it contains, because the narrowgate is a process. These are the steps of this process. First, we have X. That is your starting point, where you are right now. Step 2 is your readiness. You must be willing and humble. You must be mature wheat. When you have these 2 steps, you can step onto the path. Then we have step 3. Examine beliefs that have been taken for granted by receiving truth and wisdom, and unlearn what doesn't belong. Step 4. Learn and relearn from this wisdom and truth. Step 5. Reach revelation and understanding. Now you can start to walk the path. Step number 6. Implement the new wisdom and understanding into your life. Step 7. Find your true self through ego death, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking. Step 8. Overcoming the world, because now you know what the world truly is. Step 9. Becoming God's commandments. The commandments are the traits and the description of what you become during this process. You don't only follow the commandments, you live them, because you now are the commandments. Step 10. Maintenance. Make sure that your transformation remains. pick up your cross daily. And after this, you can enter through the narrow gate. Don't worry if you don't understand everything that was said in this video. This video is just an overview. View it as you would review a course plan. You may not understand everything in the course plan the first time you look at it, but don't worry. We will provide information and details and explain everything one step at a time.